We are live with dual chat streaming. I don't even know how that works for my visuals, but I'm trying to set up stuff so I have both chats visible in case Streamlabs doesn't like that. I don't need to learn more about. I'd like to dismiss this without learning more, but you're still there. Okay, great. Thanks, YouTube. Alright, we should be good though. Welcome on in. Let's see. So we just started the career. I painted my car. It's beautiful, I think. We have the 1990s schedule to some extent, but we're just gonna go ahead and hop into Daytona right away. Let's see. We're not worried about tire grip and wear, even though it's in 1990 you would be. We are worried about power and efficiency, but I'm just going to go with that one that has a little more power. Drafting over downforce. Let's head to the track. I don't know. I'll have to check if my volume's balanced. But there's a fancy new feature that I will show you guys during the duels. Oh, I did mean to put the last chance up on my computer. I mean, not on a stream, but shoot, because I'm a Blaney fan and Blaney's in the last chance qualifier and that's starting like now, so I was gonna put that on but muted over here.
Cheese Eagle.
That's not muted. Oh no, okay. Sorry if that was loud. Alright, cool. I got everything on my other screen, which is where you guys are. But I can see chat, I can see all the things. We're loaded in. So I'm super excited about this. I'm not going to show the brand new feature until after qualifying. Oh, I do have some textures. I need to change those in the top left that are wrong. Also, my roll bar is invisible. My roll bar padding's invisible. That's not right. Oh, maybe I should shift. Yes, honey. Okay. No big deal. Here you go. It's fine. my soonish to be wife in early April. She's very camera shy. Yeah, I need to. Oh, note to future me. I gotta fix the in-car texture. I thought the one I had was okay, but I guess I didn't fully test it since I tried to make the windshield more transparent because it was way too grainy, but I did not. I apparently made the roll bars invisible by accident, thinking that that was the windshield grain texture grain. I see the problem with my logo though at the top left, so we're learning something about the game right here, which is that apparently the flag blinking animation that plays temporarily, normally, just goes on all the time, but behind the EA Sports logo, which has the animation of, like, or maybe it's just like put behind it, and then in front of it when it's done. But yeah, it's apparently that texture is just there all the time because my 157 Studios logo is transparent where the EA logo would be solid, so now you can see that blinking non-stop, which is a little annoying. But as I said, once we start the duels here, I have a brandy new feature that you guys are going to be amazed at, I'm sure. It's going to be fantastical. Qualify pretty good because I have the qualifying stuff on, which is fine. Alright, let me see. What did I want to change? There was something. Oh, well, textures. We'll do that for next time. We'll just play like it is.
Well, let's see how they'll line up for the start. In the front row are the 5 car and the 8 car.
Let's see. Okay. Let me just make sure that went on the stream screen. It did not. Oh, because I have it invisible. Haha. Now it's there. Oh, actually, this probably won't work with the duels. This probably won't work with the duels because I don't have a way to tell who's in or who's out. So I'm actually going to hide that until we're done. The duels, and you'll have to wait for the 500 to see what that's all about. Oh, there's my dad. Oh, I also have a self-imposed rule. I'm only allowed to share draft my dad. unless I get at some point in the career, obviously not the first season the way things work. Actually, it might with the mod. I forget. But I'm not going to. I'm only going to share draft with either my dad or people that are teammates. If I get a ride with a different team. I do have the AI set to year 1 for career. I am playing it straight up to see whether that's balanced well or not. So far, Daytona seems a little easy, but we're only really just starting here. The goal was to have it so that when you have a terrible car, you can run 35th-ish at every race with the default setup. That was kind of the target for year 1, and then everything thereafter I just kind of guesstimated at stepping the rankings up. But we could always change it later if it's too easy. In the first couple races, obviously super speedways might be different than others. We could either modify the super speedways to have a percentage boost to them, or if everywhere seems a little easy, we could just jump up to the year 2 setting and go with that. I have also noticed that the template cropping tightly around the cars the way it does, when they're in the mirror, there's some hollow spots. And I didn't realize, so the cars in the mirror use parts of the template that the cars in front of you do not, or your own car when it's the full view of the car. Because the ones in the mirror, it's a different 3D model, and it's a pretty not so great one. As JD McDuffie goes by us there. Oh, also I have some what if stuff going on. So for anybody who doesn't know, I obviously have my dad in the game, which you guys saw a little bit already. He's performing well. I gave him stats similar to Dick Trickle's stats, which I think Dick Trickle was like about a 15th-ish place car. But that's what I set him to. I also have Tim Richmond in the game, which I gave Tim Richmond his 1986 stats, which he finished 3rd in points, so he's going to be up front a lot, at least this season. And I have Neil Bonnet's going to be full-time and not get injured and replaced by Dale Jarrett. I'm going to have Dale Jarrett in the number 29 car, which he was actually supposed to make some starts in 1990 in the Cup Series. But when Neil got injured, that all changed. He drove for Wood Brothers full-time for the rest of that season. The rest is history there. But we're doing the no injuries, no deaths timeline. So that's what we're aiming for. So that means Tim Richmond comes back from being sick. His return to racing, returns to Rick Hendrick, driving number 46, which was going to be Jeff Gordon's number until the Days of Thunder movie, considering they made the Days of Thunder movie this particular year, and they had a 46 car on the track a few times. I think it's only appropriate that that's the number that Tim Richmond gets. Maybe we switch him to 24 next season or something if he stays with Hendrick. We'll have to see how that goes, and that's going to be a while out, obviously, but we could have some fun with the what-ifs. Then, as I said, Jarrett in the 29, Neil Bonnet full season, but by Jarrett being in the 29, that takes Phil Parsons out of a ride. So my thoughts there were Rick Mast was running, he had the number 2 and the number 22 car, which he ran races in both throughout the season. He ran 10 races in the 2 car and 4 races in the 22, and both of that was way more than anyone else drove either of those cars, even though the 2 car had a bunch of different drivers. So I kept Rick Mast in the 2 car since he made more starts than that, and I put Phil Parsons in the 22 because I feel like if they had Mast in the 2 more often, then they probably would have put someone like Phil Parsons in the 2nd car if he was available. So that's how I figure it. It's a little bit fantasy on that one. That's a little bit made up on my part, but that's who I have. I wasn't gonna run the 125s. Sorry, Dick Trickle. I wasn't gonna run the 125s, especially since I'm not doing the share draft thing. Oh, the other reason I'm not doing share draft, so I want the rivalries and allies and things to be dynamic and not to just be able to follow somebody and draft with them to make them not mad at me. I want to have to actually avoid people for an entire race if they're mad at me, or pass them cleanly a few times. So something people may not realize, if you haven't paid close attention to the rivalries and allies thing, is that when you make a clean pass on somebody, like I just did on Rick Wilson there, when you make a clean, complete pass on somebody, you gain 2 ally points. So I thought it's incentive to run clean. It's incentive to, to have those clean passes and battles and things. And I thought that'd be kind of a fun way to go about it. That's a little different than how most people play the game. I also feel like then it makes it really challenging to have allies. I will after the first race. I didn't have a way to do it before the first race, but after Daytona, I'm going to set my dad automatically to a full ally because that would just make sense anyway. But I couldn't do it before the first race, so he's what he is. Yeah, I think I'm either going to have to crank Daytona up specifically, or I'm going to have to set it to year 2. It's probably going to end up just being Daytona specifically, I think, that I'd have to crank up for future races, and Talladega. Because I'm in a starting car, and I'm not having trouble keeping up with these guys, and we are not the last pack by any means here. Means there's actually driver by means now, so I'll have to not use that phrase as much, or try to be less confusing about it. I can see chat, guys, and Daytona's pretty easy to look at chat down the straightaways. Whether you're watching on YouTube or Twitch, I'm simul streaming. So yeah, in the 2, oh wait, it is still Rick Mast. Did I mess that up? No wait, I want to Rick Mast in the 2. No, that's correct. And then Phil Parsons in the 22. So that's right. That's the only time I'll pop up share draft is if I want to check who's in a car, or I should know them by now. I painted basically like, I don't know, 80-90% of them, so I should know them all plenty. But I did, I would want to pop it up for a second just to see what the current rival rating is at. Again, 2 more laps, and then when we hop in the 500, well, 2.5 laps, then when we pop in the 500, you guys will get to see the new fancy feature in action, in testing for the mod tool, which will be in your guys' hands within a week, hopefully. Assuming all goes well with how it works today and just in general. Also, if you're just getting here, don't mind the invisible roll bars. I'll have that fixed. I also want to finish the gauge updates. If you notice, my RPM gauge is a lot nicer than what's in the base game. And it's hard to see because of the wheel, but the gauge on the right there, I think that's the fuel. No, that's not the fuel gauges. What gauge is that one? I guess the water temp. That one's also dark. It's also black background. But I have to do the fuel, the oil pressure, and oil temp ones, and they're higher res too, so like it's a lot easier to read and a lot nicer to look at. My interior gloves aren't working though. I'm gonna fix that. I'm gonna fix that on the straightaway, if you guys don't mind. I want this to be a fun experience here, and well, not just a fun experience, but I want it to be correct here. So give me a moment. We're gonna dump textures for a second, and we're gonna see which one what my interior looks like when it dumps. Uno momento, por favor. And sort by date is how I do my texture dumps to make it a little easier. There are going to be a lot of textures dumped, though, is the only problem. No, it shouldn't be. It's not that bad. I don't see my gloves or my interior. I know you guys can't see what I'm seeing. I don't have that screen visible. Just give me a moment. Apologies. There's my interior with the dash. There's my... Okay, I found it. So we go to placements. We find my gloves. Yeah, there it is. Notepad for a second. We'll do this one. Okay, and then it may be a little funky for a couple laps, but this is why I'm doing it in the dual, but the textures will kind of flicker around. And now I have my interior gloves updated to my sponsor. It's a little silly. I also didn't know how that texture looked on the wheel yet. I tried to put like a leathery texture on it, but it seems a little light, but otherwise it's, I don't know, it's not bad. Not too bad for not having shading for gloves and sleeves and stuff. Slap the Valvoline logo on the wheel. The only thing that's funky about the wheel texture, you'll notice at the top left there's a little chip like chopped out of it, and that's that part of the texture is used in 2 different places on the wheel, so they have a little bit of overlap in the geometry mapping on the texture. And the thing is sad about it is they had plenty of room to fix that and move it, but I'm guessing whoever set it up just didn't notice or nobody pointed it out. Alright, so we're going to be 13th for dual... Were we 2 or 1? I think we were 2. Dual 2. Dual 2. So, my dad got 4th. Jeez. I gave him the same stats as Dick Trickle, and Dick Trickle was back here with us. So, I mean, my dad started back with us, but that shows you the randomization with the game.
Well, it's going to be a happy crew when they get back to the shop. They can immediately go to work on next.
Alright, we don't need to hear all of that. I also will, and please remind me in chat when races end, I will be going through not now, not for the duels, but I will be going through the entire list, at least skimming it for where everybody was, because I want to keep track of that, so that for drivers like Tim Richmond and my dad, the way they perform each year, I'll have them update their stats for the next season when we eventually get there, so it'll be based off how they did. So, do the start, and I'll start up the new feature.
The Great American Race, the Daytona 500, the Nascar Winston Cup Series premier event. This is Joe Moore, and I'm with Barney Hall to bring you live flag-to-flag coverage on MRN. This track is known by everyone, race fan or not, but for these race teams, it's a glory all its own when you can get a win here.
Well, you're right. To have your name mentioned as a former winner here at Daytona puts you on a list with some drivers that these guys have admired since they were kids.
Brett Bodine is a rarity on the NASCAR circuit these
Textures,
days.
only because of what I did earlier, they're going to pop in and out for...
That really is a lot for one man in these days of multi-car teams which can share information.
Yeah, it's only because I reloaded them in the middle of the game that it does that. Like I said, that should fix itself now that it passed by the field. It should be good. We got the big jet. Why does it have like the regular jet? That texture seemed wrong to me. Alright. Turn the game back down a little bit so I'm not drowned out by everything. And that is now... yeah, so the new feature, guys, for the mod tool is a live and somewhat customizable pylon, scoring pylon. I have it set so that it highlights my dad's car, though you can set it to any cars you want. So if you want to track drivers in playoffs or points leaders or whoever, you know, in mid-season, you could do that. Check out. But I have it set to highlight my dad, and obviously it highlights the player. Oh, I should have put that where I could see it easily. I don't have... You guys can see it easily. I can't see it easily. Okay, sorry. Yeah, let me scooch that so I can actually see it too, because I want to see it as well. Put it right here next to the chats. Chat's been quiet. Y'all been quiet, by the way. All right, and okay, and I have some shortcut keys which you can set and customize for different information as well in those. Yeah, it's Pennington. I couldn't remember. Which I'll toggle some of that on or off in the backstretch here. It updates once every second, I think I set it to. Alright, it's hard to like drive and change what I want, but that broke it actually. Oh no, my shortcut. Okay, maybe my fancy quick shortcuts were bad. I'll have to try my more manual ones. What's that toggle? Oh, that like flickers everything. Okay, that one was that's supposed to toggle the driver names. See, this is why we're testing it. This is the live test of the new feature. It seemed like my little shortcut thing just kind of registered all of the shortcuts at the same time. I swear I tested this part earlier. Yeah, it's just like pressing all of them. But I'll do it manually. Sorry, apologies for pausing. But we'll just set it to best lap with no names, so that it's a really compact board. But if you guys want me to set it a certain way, you want names up, you want no names up, you want lap times, no lap times, let me know. Oops. Didn't checking up there. We're in a nice little second, third pack here. Ken Reagan shooting forward. Pennington is not cutting us any breaks. Also, for the first race only, I forced them in their default paints. The rest of the races, I'm going to let it be random. So those lap times there are their best laps, by the way, which for Daytona isn't really too big a deal. And I have it highlighting the fastest lap of the field, which is Bill Elliott blowing the field away, which I didn't think we were racing pre-restrictor plates, but it looks like Bill is, because he's freaking gone. My goodness. It's inadvertently more accurate than I thought it would be. I just realized making my roll bar padding invisible is maybe more accurate because they probably didn't run as much roll bar padding back then. I didn't mean for that, but, you know, that's how it played out. Ricky Gibbs, he's at least got a portrait that works. You got Buddy Baker behind us in the 90 in the Publix ride. Man, I'm so happy to be playing this finally. I just for those watching, I just want to like reiterate and kind of let you guys know I've not really played the mod tool or modded Thunder 04 other than testing things out. I haven't played it since I made it. I haven't played, like, I didn't start a career, I didn't run a season. I literally have just been, I've been popping in and out of different game modes to just test features and test cheat codes and make sure things work and try to learn how many, you know, all the different ways I can mod it. Wait, why is Earnhardt back here? Okay, wait, I do have the ratings. All right, maybe this is why. I have the ratings set for Daytona, both Daytona races, from 90. Although, well, Earnhardt obviously, pretty much everybody knows the 1990 story where he led to the last lap and then got a flat, so that should have been a good result. But I'm guessing the July race didn't go well for him. Man, because there's no other way he'd be this far back with that, with Unless the randomization got him, because the game does still have some of that, but I doubt it. Not to this extent. My dad's in 4th, my god. Maybe I shouldn't have given him Dick Trickle stats, although I still swear, like, okay, my dad's 4th, Dick Trickle is, 31st? So this... Oh, you know what? Again, Daytona stats. My dad's on Dick Trickle's season stats. Dick Trickle and the field is on their Daytona stats combined with their season stats, like a balance. So I don't know. But also Tim Richmond's way back here. This is interesting. And I've done tests like where as far as seeing who's fast and whatnot. So I don't know. Seeing Earnhardt back here is the weirdest part, though. I mean, we're not doing too bad. I should probably crank up the AI or their speed for super speedways, though, because we should not be this fast. Not with this car, anyway. Oh, also, I did try to get this set up and working with a wheel. Let's see, I'm losing the draft, though. But I couldn't get the wheel to, like, work without a super dead zone in it. I don't know why the PS2 emulator is just not... It works with a wheel fine if the game supports wheel input. However, Thunder 04 does not support a USB wheel in a PS2. So, therefore, because the game doesn't support a wheel, using a wheel as a controller, there aren't as many options to set it up. And I could get it to work to where I was kind of okay driving it, but again, the dead zone was so huge no matter what I did, that it just kind of, I don't know, it wasn't as fun. So that's why I'm playing with a controller. I would absolutely love to get the wheel working, but again, I couldn't find good settings for it for doing the controller or the wheel as a controller for PS2 emulated. Somebody in the chat want to look up how Earnhardt did in the July race at Daytona, because he had to do terrible to be back in. I also just realized I have the dang Clash up and I haven't been watching it. I wanted to see if Blaney made it or not. I know he had a long way to go after what the heck happened to him in the heat race. I still don't know why he dropped off the pace so much. Because he was doing okay. Really testing my internet right now. Well, here comes another pack. We lost the draft to that group ahead of us. Which, you know what? Honestly, this pack, it goes back to 35th, so maybe I do actually have the AI just set correctly for what I was aiming for, which is that we would be able to run around 35th-ish with default setups. Dick Trickle ahead of us. We've got Bobby Hillin Jr. behind us. I still can't believe we have Earnhardt behind us, though. That seems insane to me. I do have to fix something with the tire textures, and I've not found a good way to do this yet. The tire textures are weird the way they have them set up for this game, but you'll notice that there's like an outer part of the texture where the text, where the Goodyear text is, and then there's an inner part of the texture. I thought I blurred the outer text. I guess I have the wrong version in, but the outer text is supposed to be a little blurry when you're going fast. Or very blurry. Oh no, it is, okay. But you can see underneath of that texture, you can see the non-blurry version too, just kind of glittering around. Again, if you're just getting here, I have a self-imposed rule of no share drafting other than with my dad's car, which is also modded in for me. It's not part of the download pack. Oh, actually, I need to add Tim Richmond as an optional for the download pack, though. But, you know what? I might actually just wait for that because, you know what? I don't mind saying it since y'all are here tuning in and just to show the appreciation, I'll say it now. I'm working on the Days of Thunder cars and drivers. So they'll be in an update or maybe a mini separate pack or something. I don't know how exactly I'll do it. I'll probably just do an update where the download has both the regular 90 pack and the 90 pack plus Days of Thunder drivers. That sounds reasonable. And Tim Richmond as well as part of that. And then if you don't want a specific one from Days of Thunder, or you don't want Tim Richmond added in, you could just disable them in the finalized screen, and you won't have, whatever specific people you don't want. Yeah, back to the share drafting thing. So part of the thinking is that this race is longer than I thought. Part of the thinking is that I don't want to be able to just make up with people that are rivals. If I make a rival, which it's going to happen, I'm sure, at different points of the season, but if I have a rival, I don't want to be able to just follow them for a while and then they'll race me clean. I want it to be, I have to try to pass them clean while they're mad, or just try to not piss them off further for a couple races, let them cool off, like that sort of thing. And again, a reminder to those that aren't aware, when you make a clean pass on somebody, you gain 2 ally points towards them. So it's an incentive to race clean. You can still build allies by racing clean and around, the people you're racing around. If you race them clean and you end up swapping positions with them on and off, like you can get allies that way. Though it's much more difficult than normal. I have both chats up. I haven't seen anybody type anything, but I think they're both up and working. And now I'm starting to doubt that they're working. Somebody type in chat, one of them, please. Just let me know. Just give me a audio's good, like something. Give me something. Because that's something else that has happened to me with streams. Is I'll have a bunch of people just lurking or hanging out, and I'll have, my mic will not work for 20 minutes because I accidentally muted it and didn't realize it, and nobody says anything. And I'm just here talking to myself like an idiot. Dale! Oh, it's a little tight. I tried to go with Jimmy Spencer up top and Rick Wilson. Dale was losing pace there, and he tried to shut the door, but he didn't. I hope my pit crew... Oh, yeah, I think my stall's correct. I think I just saw it. I was going to say, I hope my pit crew's working correctly. By the way, if somebody did type in chat just to test it, it's not working. Oh, there. Okay, Falcon, thank you. I appreciate you, buddy. I'm glad somebody's got me. See, and that's the first time you've ever chatted in my stream. I mean, I'm totally fine, because I do the same thing. I'm totally fine with people just hanging out or lurking or watching on a second screen while they play. I'm sure there's a lot of that going on. I'm sure there's a lot of just having this on to fill the commercial and downtime of the Clash. I'm going to lose this pack. And I'm cool with that. Just having anybody here is appreciated. We're going to have to pit soon. Wait, can we make it to halfway, or are we going to be a hair short? Oh, no. I think we're going to be short. Yeah, I agree. The cars look fantastic. I don't think I have enough fuel to get to halfway, and I think the AI does. Or they're going to be... Maybe they'll be as close as I am. That's the only thing. I'm doing... Yeah, I figured I'd be short. But I'm doing 22%. No, if I'm going to try to make it to halfway. I'm going as far as I could go here. But I'm doing 25% race length as the in-game option, but I'm doing 22% as the actual race length. just because I was gonna do 20, but I didn't want to mess up the pit cycles too much, and it seems like I probably did anyway. I think I have to pit this time because I'm not gonna have enough to do another lap because it was 1.7 last time down the back, so I'm burning almost a full gallon a lap. Yeah. And the AI started pitting. Oh my god. We're going to have weird pit strategies in the first freaking race. I messed it up. Maybe somebody will wreck too. Who knows? I backed down way too soon because I was basing off of Rick Wilson there. I'm going to do 4 tires. I'm not doing any cheese strats with pit strategies. I do want to go to the out-of-car view just to show the pit crew and stuff. I don't have them updated to Needham's templates because he just did them very recently, but they'll have shading next time we stream. But I have some very silly looking outfits for them. Alright, our second stop, I'm not going to... I might, I'm not going to take 4 tires because I don't think the AI is going to take 4 tires on the next stop either. I'm actually not sure how they work when it's close. But I think we're all short. I'm also going to try to do pit entries and exits appropriately. Although we lost time to Rick Wilson, but that makes sense with our what was I going to say? Our, starting pit crew. I have to fix my shortcut keys for the pylon. But the pylon, honestly, I'll have to review it, but it seems like it's working pretty well, which is great. And you guys will have this within a week. Now, what it actually looks like, it's a separate physical window that you can turn on or off when you have the mod tool open. So you have to have the mod tool open while playing the game for this to work. But it pops up a separate window that has a pink background, and anybody who streams or does videos, you could easily chroma key the pink out of the background. But if you're just using it for your own sake, you could drag the window off to the right side or somewhere on your screen that it doesn't take up as much space. There isn't a way to resize it right now. I might change that so you can resize it, but I was afraid that might mess up the controls. But maybe I'll still do that. But you should be able to drag it off to at least to the right side of your screen so that it doesn't take up all your screen, but you can have it over top of the game and the game will still run and all that. Chuck Bound, I still got to fix his rear stripes a little bit on this car where they go from the side to the back. I got it closer, but I didn't quite fix it yet. That is updated in the download. If you guys grabbed the download already, I did update the paints, a couple of the mistakes, like Bobby Hamilton's paint. I forgot to fix that one yesterday, so that one's updated today. But I didn't have time to check Chuck Bounds in-game today, so it's, now we are checking it. It's only a little bit off. Red stripes and yellow stripes there. So we're halfway now, which means we're definitely short on fuel. But so is everybody. Did they cycle? Yeah, it looks like they cycled just now. I mean, there's Neil Bonnet coming out of the pits. He might be able to make it on fuel. We got ourselves a fuel mileage race for everybody but us. So we might have a bit of a jumble in the finishing order. Well, what happened to Bill? Did Bill blow up? Because he was way ahead of the field earlier, and now he's dropping down the ranks. Unless he... Oh my god! They're pulling super pit strategy. They're pitting early to make it on fuel so that they're good to go if a yellow comes out. What is the strategy game? So Bill pit early so he'd be good to go to the finish. That's crazy. I didn't know they would do that to this extreme extent where they make 2 stops within a few laps. I'm probably gonna just take none and take fuel, but because we only need like 4 or 5 laps of fuel. Or wait, no, I guess we need like 10 laps of fuel, now that I think about it. Because we were like 4 or 5 short of halfway. Yeah, so we need like 8 to 10. And if you have the clash on, the last chance qualifier just started. So there's that. And I'm fine with you guys watching both, watching one. You know, I'm not gonna hate on anybody. I just hope the stream goes smooth enough that we can run this and Rockingham before they go green for the main event. They do have 8 o'clock as the scheduled start time, but I'm sure they're not going to go green at 8 o'clock. Or okay, I'm not sure, but I'd be surprised. So I think we do have a little bit of a buffer. I forgot to factor in, when I thought about this stream, I forgot to factor in the 125s. Oh, Jimmy's going to check up big. We're going through the middle. Labonte. Okay, that was risky, and I don't know why I did it. I was trying to impress Earnhardt. I wanted Earnhardt to look in his mirror and be like, shoot, I don't know if I would have done that. Or, that's exactly what I would have done. You know, either one of those is a compliment. So, either way, I'm okay with it. Yeah, I would short pit with them just to get enough fuel to go to the end. You know, not necessarily right this lap, but I would do that if it wouldn't put me a lap down. I don't want to end up, you know, sitting a lap down here. Now, if I get lapped, then maybe. So we should be able to stay just one down till everybody pits. Actually, maybe not. I don't know. There's Tim Richmond. Oh, you know what? Tim Richmond's stats are also going to be based off the Daytona races, so that's why he's struggling, because he did not run well at Daytona in '86, at least in the spring race. I don't know how he did in the summer race. I say spring, it was February. I guess, what do you call the Daytona 500 when referring to the time period? Is it a winter race? Oh, big checkup, big checkup. But just to show, let me see if yeah, see, so okay, now it's texture load. Dick Trickle is a +6 ally, even though I've not been share drafting. So just to show you guys that the whole doing clean passes gets you +2. Like, I've swapped positions with Dick Trickle a couple of times cleanly, and unlike some of the people at Bowman Gray right now. So that's why I'm +6, and now I'm going to lose the draft. I should have just stayed behind Tim there. If they check up, I can still make it. I just need a big checkup. Not a big checkup, but a checkup. But they're only taking 2 out of the last chance? Oh my lord. Yeah, my boy Blaney is doomed because he's last. I don't think he's going to make this. Oh, it is 75 laps, though. That's actually a lot of time. And if they beat and bang enough around the transfer spot, then, which they are right now, then you never know. And we got Bobby Hillen's draft. He seems a bit off the pace. Well, Herbst is off the track. Blaney's. I meant Blaney's last of the people that are still driving. That's more what I meant. Snap. There's all kinds of good racing going on. If I crash, it's going to be because I'm trying to watch the last chance qualifier while doing this. Alright, well, we caught back up to the other positions here. That's good. We're running 22nd. That's a little skewed because some people had already pit to make it to the end. Alright, well, you checked yourself. He's got right side damage. He must have got into somebody at some point. Speaking of damage, I missed that moment. That's Kyle Petty up ahead we're catching. He's got no draft help. I'm gonna put the names back on the pylon. Sorry, give me a second. Names back up. I'm gonna get rid of the best lap. Is my dad's leading? God. Okay, maybe I need to, like, skew his stats. I swear to God I gave him Dick Trickle stats. But he's not... Well, no, he should still be affected by the single race stuff too, so he should be performing similar to Dick Trickle, who's right in front of me. I don't know. Unless the randomization of that variant stat that we can't change, that it just made him ridiculous for this race for some reason. Because he qualified about where he should have and started the duel. So who blew up down there? Is that Morgan Shepherd? That looks like him. Yep, that's Morgan Shepherd. Blew up. I'm gonna feel kind of bad as far as like the whole point of the storyline if my dad wins the first race, because he's not supposed to be broken. He was supposed to run somewhere around 15th to 20th. That's what with an occasional, you know, like top 10 run, top 5 run. And I apparently made his stats broken. But then again, Bill Elliott is pit already. He's good on fuel. All the people up front right now have not pit, and they still have to. So I guess it depends on the pace that Bill Elliott pulls here. And he's 6 spots behind us right now. So, I don't know. Oh, no! Oh, I thought that was Bill. Derek Cope! No! The actual 1990 Daytona 500 winner has blown his motor in our alternate universe here. Oh, man. About 3/4 of the way through the race, Derek Cope's motor goes up. Meanwhile, Earnhardt is running 16th. Although, you know what? He's still running near us, which after we pit is going to be worse than it is. And now I'm out of draft again. But the fact that he's back this far does not make sense to me. Again, I don't know how he did in the July race, so maybe that's why that might be skewing his stats a bit. Also, it does factor in your track type stats too. So if he wrecked at Talladega races or blew up or had problems there, I don't know offhand. But if that happened, that'd be another reason that he might not be running as well here. And also the variant stat that we cannot control in the game. He may have gotten a bad roll on that, and it might be worse. But that's why this is fun, like that, or that's why this still is interesting to play. Is you have those mix mash of real stats and a little bit of randomization from the game and stuff, and you don't know how it's going to play out exactly. Don't go off track. I was watching the restart. Kyle Petty's going to join this pack probably behind us and catch back up. Or he's already catching up. I swear to you guys, I did not make my dad's stats OP. Like, what I did, so I'll straight up tell you guys, what I did is I took the stats from 1990, made a copy of them, put them in the fantasy folder rather than the cup folder, and I put Tim Richmond's stats in exactly as they were for 1986, his finishes, his starting positions, all that stuff. I then picked a driver for the people from Days of Thunder and for the people which aren't available yet, and for my dad. So for my dad, I picked Dick Trickle because he was about a 15th-ish to 20th place-ish points. I think he got 15th at points, somewhere around there in points. So I put my dad in his. I just literally did a find and replace of Dick Trickle's name with my dad's, and then I did Rowdy Burns for Earnhardt. I did Cole Trickle. I think did I do Mark Martin for Cole Trickle? Something like that. Russ Wheeler, I did Rusty Wallace because I feel like that's like who he's kind of based off of. Maybe, I don't know. If he's based off anybody, I don't know. The name anyway. Same initials. And for Aldo Benedetti, which Aldo Benedetti's we got crashes in the clash. Aldo Benedetti's gonna be in the download for that. He is Who did I swap him for? I swapped him for somebody who... I swapped him for somebody who's more like a 10th place-ish in points to 15th place, somewhere in that range. Oh, I swapped him for Ken Schrader, actually, which I think Ken did better than that, maybe. I don't remember where he ended up in points. He was fast at points of the season, but I think he also struggled at points of the season there. Alright, so we're going to pit next time by. This time next time. Because we absolutely are going to have to. We did not get a random yellow. I do have the AI settings on the same way that you guys do. Nobody's spun out and brought out a yellow yet. Which, if you guys have watched, Neko's videos at all, I find surprising because he's had a wreck, if not two, every race. Meanwhile, we're running a longer race, and I think longer than he does. I could be wrong there. I forget if he runs 25 or just 10 or what, or 15. I don't remember. But yeah, we've not had a yellow yet. Oh, I'm gonna set my pit options now. So that should be good. Okay. Line work here. I'm still sad there aren't enough spots for driver portraits so that everybody has their own driver portrait loaded, because I do have them for every... Uh-oh. Okay, we're good. I do have them for everybody, I just... They don't load for everybody because there are not enough existing in the base game to... Actually, I think even if I modded it, I don't think there's a way to add more driver portraits. So we have more drivers than we have driver portraits, because I think there's 47 or something like that for driver portraits. Which is sad because the game, like Thunder 03, has like 100 driver portraits, because all of the staff that worked on the game, I don't know if I even told anybody this yet. I feel like I figured somebody already knew or covered it, but actually now that I think about it, I don't think I've heard somebody mention it before or seen anything about it. But all of the staff have driver portraits in Thunder 03. That I think are just completely unused. Maybe they're used on the credit screen, but they're stored with the driver portraits. So the fantasy cars, maybe we're supposed to have the actual staff faces with them, which would have been cool. Oh, my dad just pit now. So, I mean, yeah, that would have been... Do I have enough fuel? Oh my god. I think I do. Okay, I think we're good. I hope. So that would have been crazy, but they had that many more slots in 03, and they do not have that many slots in 04, and I'm kind of mad about it, because if they just left them in there, even if they didn't use them, if they just left that data in the game, which wouldn't have harmed anything, then we'd be able to have literally everybody with their portrait showing up. But sadly, we do not, and we cannot at this current stage. Go ahead, Butch. Butch Miller. Oh, you're going to pit. Dang it. Shoot. Wait, did Bill get by my dad? No, he did not. Oh my god. My dad's going to end up winning the freaking thing. Unless somebody makes it on fuel. Actually, there's still the possibility that people make it, because they pit at halfway, some of them did. So we're going to have some weird finishing order here going on, probably. We're 30th. I mean, you guys can see that you're quicker than me. I mean, well, I have it at the top left, too, though. Yeah, no draft right now. Next guy behind me for position is Mickey Gibbs. Who is literally the car behind me. Next position ahead of me is Richard Petty, and I cannot see Richard Petty. Now it's Rob Morosa, who probably just pit, so we may get another spot back here. 4 laps to go for us. Actually, it should be 3 to go for the leader, because we should be lapped. Oh, that's something else I could put on this on the ticker. I have the lap number that people are on. Let me put that up real quick, just so we don't have to guess where. Now that I was gonna try to use that. I cannot find where interval is stored in the game's data live. It's got to be somewhere, but I've not found where they store that. So, because I would have absolutely used the intervals for this, and it would have been great. But you're going so slow though, Bobby. Oh, I don't know if I put the rookie stripe on Bobby Hamilton's car. I mean, this one it doesn't matter because it's a yellow car, but the other paints I don't think I did. Is he a rookie 90? I feel like he was, because he didn't make that many starts, so I doubt he was full time before that. I don't know. I'd have to look. Actually, the rookie standings, if I set those up correctly, the rookie standings should be accurate. Okay, so Brett Bodine took the white flag, which means he's not going to pit. He's either going to run out of fuel or win the thing. So my dad's probably not going to win the race, which is... Bill's right behind him. Alright, we need to be heads up here for people running out of fuel. Is Bobby... Oh, no, okay. Mickey Gibbs is the only one for position in this group, so I could just work with the other guys to try to stay ahead of him. I mean, I could block like a madman, but there's no need. I tried to actually turn under Bobby, but it didn't turn. Well, Mickey checked up anyway. Rodney Combs up ahead. It looks like Brett Bodine's going to win the race. I would say, ironically, Earnhardt starting way in the back, he's going to freaking finish in the top 10. True Earnhardt fashion. Doesn't matter where he starts. That's kind of fun. We're going to end up 26th, which is too good, I think. But, I mean, I don't know. With the pit stop cycle got weird.
Changes
Oh,
were
man.
pretty scarce.
Yeah, there weren't
See what
too many
MRN
guys
has to
up
say.
front for position. Those guys who ran in the top 5 were pretty dominant all race long.
The 7 car doesn't look any different than when he started this race.
You know, these NASCAR Winston Cup race teams absolutely love drivers who take care of their cars. Makes their jobs a whole lot easier when they aren't having to spend extra hours in the body shop each week.
Unfortunately, we're out of time for now. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week in Richmond.
Oh, I am going to try to fix them saying 07 car, because there's a way to get them to say it, and I think I need to add a little bit of code so it does that correctly. But if you set the car number to 207 or 200 and whatever your equivalent 0 number is, then they will say, like if you set it to 200, they'll say 00. Or is it 210 that's 00? One of those is 0, one of those is 00, is how they'll do it. But I apparently didn't have that set up. I only gained some points with Dick Trickle. As I said, with the ally rules that I have, it gained me a bunch of points with different people as we passed them, but every race, it still comes down a little bit. So you have a few points with Dick Trickle. We got a crap ton of money. I am going to go through the standings real quick. So Bodine won the race, led 14 laps. Rusty Wallace, Mark Martin, Harry Gant, Sterling Marlin, the top 5. Buddy Baker with a 6th place finish is great. Davey Allison, Earnhardt. My dad ends up 9th. I guess somebody else ran out of fuel at the end there. Bill Elliott. Actually, I think it was Tim Richmond because he was ahead of my dad near the end, so Tim must have ran out of fuel. But Earnhardt made it and got 8th. Yeah, then Bill Elliott, Tim Richmond, Darrell Waltrip, Jimmy Spencer, Ricky Rudd, Rick Mast, Jack Pennington with an impressive 16th place. Neil Bonnet, I don't think made it. Trying to stretch his fuel. He had to stop, I guess. Jeff Bodine, Kawicki, Michael Waltrip is your top 20. The rest I'm just gonna skim through here. But Schrader started 4th, but ended up way back just in front of us. He must have ran out. Let's see, any other notables? Ernie Irvin way back here. Kyle Petty way back here. Richard Petty started and finished way in the back. Terry Labonte way in the back as well. And then Derek Cope blew up, and Morgan Shepherd blew up as well. We had no yellows though. We went caution free. So again, part of the reason I want to show the full standings, while I do have the pylon to go off of, I do want to track the stats in an Excel thing separately throughout the season, so that when I go to the next year, I can base Tim Richmond's stats and my dad's stats on the next season in the career mode off of this current year. But based on how my dad is doing better than he was supposed to do, I think I might have to change that. So let's see. Okay, we don't need to go directly to shop editions. Actually, no. Is that the move you want to make right away? I don't remember what the correct approach is. It might not be the worst thing. All right, so tire grip, you get more storage. Yeah. Yeah. No, we're gonna just do that. Oh, also, guys, if you're in the chat, I absolutely can rename my pit crew guys. Oops. Oh, why are my sponsor logos not working? Oh, now they are. Okay, it was just because I reloaded the logos earlier is why it was messed up. Yeah, you just got to cycle back through. There we go. Oh, apparently I am not signed in to watch the Clash correctly. Great. It didn't tell me I wasn't signed in. Ah, whatever. I'll fix that. Ah, shoot. Okay. I'll wait till a loading screen to fix that because I don't want to hold you guys up. But yeah, so I can rename the pit crew guys and crew chiefs and builders and stuff. So if you guys... Oh, Blaney's off? Great. Terrible. So if you guys want to be pit crew guys, I can rename you between this stream and next stream. I'll do that. Do you want to bother repairing these right away? Because I mean, I feel like you just run the junk for the first few races till you get an upgrade, or you sell it and build one immediately. Do we sell one and build one immediately? I kind of want to do that. Is that the right move? Is that the wrong move? I don't know what's right in this in the beginning of career mode. It's been so long. Oh, actually, the overhaul would be about the same. Well, I'm going to randomize what slot you get, but Falcon, I will put you in for sure. Although I need, like, I can't just put in Falcon as, I mean, I could put their last name as Falcon, I guess, but I have to have something else to put in their name. But I'm going to randomize where people end up. I think that'd be more fun than getting a pick. Like, you applied for the crew chief job, but I'm like, change some tires first. No, I'm just kidding. I don't know. We'll see what it ends up. It could end up on crew chief. All right, cool. I'll put your name in then. Let's see. Do we want to? Because it looks like overhauling isn't going to do anything here really. It's only slightly changing stats. It's not bad. It's not much. So I think I'm going to wait till the upgrades come in, and we're just going to run the crap cars, which is fine because I do have the game a little easier than the base game is, just straight up. So that's good. But we save the career. I'm going to just double save it just to make sure. So I'm going to actually use the mod tool now to load in the Richmond stats. So uno momento. I want to do this with the stats changing between each race. So it's going to take a reset here, but that's fine. So I go to that. We'll randomize the paints this time. Go off of Richmond 1 and Richmond 2. Set the track adjuster to Richmond. Oh, I messed up. Ooh, okay. Well, no, we can get that updated. I messed up having the rookie drivers set to 1990. I forgot to change that. And I forgot to mention it in the video, too. I know you guys can't see what I'm looking at, but that's... On the main tab, there's a select the rookie year to apply. And I forgot to do that. So it should be. Let me just make sure people are. Okay. Generate paints and Pinetch. Oh, I hope that didn't reset my freaking in-car. I don't know if it probably did. I probably left it in that same folder. Oh no, I left them out. It might be good. My in-car, we'll see. Alright, so we're gonna shut down the game. We're gonna restart the game. Shut the cheats off real quick. Skip the intro. And enable cheats. Get past the copywritten music real fast. Load our career. And they should have actual Richmond stats now. So we're good to go. And randomize paints. So we're going to auto-select because it should pick the better equipment for Richmond. The slightly better than terrible equipment. Sorry, I'm trying to log into my cable provider to watch the NASCAR stuff. Did that not work? Why did that seem like it worked and then it didn't work? Oh, no, it worked. Okay, good. Sweet, then I don't have to mess around with it. Alright, so we are good to go. I'll put the pylon on now, even though it's a little... I don't think it'll do anything special here. Oh, I gotta recheck my dad's spot. Oh, is my dad on the pole randomly? He's so broken. I'm gonna have to tweak his stats. I don't want him to destroy. I mean, granted, the qualifying's like got a lot of randomization to it, so who knows? I'm gonna go back to full screen. There we go. Alright, I know I can downshift at Richmond to be faster. I'm not going to do it. Again, trying to play as accurately to AI and fairness as possible. Oh, Ty Gibbs is an issue. We still qualified good. Maybe I have the qualifying too easy. Got turned by Barry, looks like. Are we really near the... What? Okay. Alright, qualifying was too easy. That's gonna be a problem. We should go backwards. I may just have to up the AI in general. Yeah, Barry turned Gibbs there. Alright, race number 2. Let me just make sure the pylons, everything is working. Yeah. Okay. Here we go, Richmond.
MRN is in
Oh, I skipped MRN.
Now let's take a look.
Should I reload it? I guess we'll just go.
Starting out
I'm not used to letting...
GM Goodwrench Chevrolet and the 9 car.
I'm not used to just letting MRN stuff go.
Starting in row 2 will be the 7 car and the 27.
The 7... You didn't even say the Valvoline... Oh, I guess it doesn't think that it's Valvoline.
In row 3 are the 6 car.
Wait, is Valvoline even... No, because it'd have to be a Ford. Okay, well, anyway. I should not be up here. Also, fun thing I just realized, you know how I said about the logo being hollow at the top left instead of, oops, I downshifted, instead of being the EA Sports one? It shows the checkered flag by default, apparently, until the green's out. Oh god, I'm gonna hit my dad. I did. Oh, I forgot to set him. Oh my god, my dad's gonna be a rival. My first rival was my dad. I meant to set him as an ally before the race too. I forgot to do that. No. Snap. I'm also holding him up massively because I am not this fast in race pace. Okay. He got by. Robin's racing just like you taught me. I'm expecting to sink like a rock here because I apparently have qualifying way too easy for this. Whoa! Butch Miller with a big moment behind us, and Ricky Rudd. Probably trying to get by me. Eric Jones up in third. Go Jones!
Everything okay with the car? Clear on both sides.
Snap. Or Barry. Either one of those, I'd be happy with making it. I mean, I'm fine with Larson making it too, but like he'd be fun to watch trying to come through the field. Oh shoot! I forgot to move the pylon where I could see it. Wow, spam. All right, cool. I don't have anybody as an admin. Uh-oh, we got spinners. Hey Falcon, you notice that 71 car in the Clash? You notice what that looks like, both number font and color-wise? Yeah, that's such a Dave Marcus nod. That's so awesome. Whether it was in... Well, I mean, I'm sure there's intent behind it, but... Dude, there's... Oh, sorry, Quickie. I was looking away. There's no way Myers and Brown are going to make it. They have been so off the pace, and I'm a bit not surprised and disappointed at the same time. I kind of thought... I was expecting more of an SRX type of thing. I thought the Cup cars were close enough. Oh, God. That it'd be like SRX when they had the local drivers, that they'd be... You know, they'd be fast, but they're really not. So, I don't know. Oh, for Throwback Week? Absolutely. They have no reason to do anything but a Dave Marcus car for Throwback. The question is, which one? Like, are they gonna just... Because most of them are just one color that he ran. They're mostly just that blue. Here in the road. Here comes Bill Venturini. And Rick Wilson. Got Rob Moroso hounding us as well. Moroso wrecked at Richmond in real life. Very, like, I think lap 3 or something. That's something we could do for these streams too, is put the old races on while I'm racing. And you get to watch 2 races at once. One where we know what happens if you know, you know, but I don't know 90 enough to know all of the outcomes. And one where you don't know, because it's me. It's live. Terry Lonnie way back here again. Remember, Dale Jarrett's in the 29. That's cool, Falcon. No, I don't blame you for pulling for them. I'm just saying I don't see how they make it at all. Like, I don't see them having any sort of chance at all. Based on the heat races. We're going way back. We're supposed to be able to run 35th. Richard, what are you doing back here? Why are you blocking? Yeah, they're 11th and 12th, but they're only taking 2. And I don't know how many cars are out, but I think Herbst and Blaney are out, at least. And 2 other people just wrecked. Looks like they're trying to wreck more. Okay, for Richmond, I have the AI set correctly, I guess. Harry Gant and Derek Cope are both back here. What the heck? They must have had bad races. He's 10th. He's not coming to the top 2. Unless you're ahead of me in my broadcast. Maybe you're ahead of me a little bit, because I just saw him get another spot. I don't know. The thing is, though, he's got nothing to lose. Both of them. They both have nothing to lose, so they should just like slam bam like they normally do. Oh my God, we're okay. Maybe I should shift here. Oh, who just got destroyed? Wait, was that Myers? Right after you said that? Oh my God, red. Yep, that's who it is. Well, you done jinxed them, Falcon.
Hey, that's one of the nose spot. Keep me. Still beside you. Still
Oh
there.
wow, he got sent early. What the heck happened there? He turned on the straightaway, I guess,
Hold your line.
or
Still there.
really early entry.
Okay.
That's a hard wreck for this place. What? He got... I think he got loose out of 4.
Clear all around.
It looked like he got loose out of 4 and just came across the nose of, I guess it's Stenhouse there. No, you're immediately blaming Wreckhouse because Wreckhouse hit him, but he was sideways way before Wreckhouse got near him. He was already out of shape. And Wreckhouse jammed the brakes on, so I disagree. I mean, I'm only half watching because I'm trying to drive, and Earnhardt's going to lap me here.
Number 3 is the leader. He's going to put us a lap down if he gets by. The 3 car.
Alright, I'm starting to shift now. We're running bad enough I could shift.
Clear.
They better be careful showing audience members at Bowman Gray on video, on live video. Better have that delay going.
Number 6.
Alright, well, now that they're red flag for that, I could try to drive a little better.
You're clear.
I don't know that it much matters because we're pretty spread out back here. Hi, Mark.
The 6 car is outside.
Earnhardt, Bill Elliott, Mark Martin.
Okay, we're clear.
No, dude, I'm not setting foot in there. Look, if I want the Bowman Gray experience, I'll go to a demo derby. There's no point in going to that racetrack. I don't care. In fact, I'll like literally go to my local high school football game and see if we could get some go-karts around, and that'll be more entertaining. And the same track. I don't know. I have a very strong opinion against Bowman Gray being as... Like, back in the day, fantastic. And when the cars were slower and less grippy and, you know, at the time that they raced there originally, yeah, absolutely, great track. You could also pass people cleanly back then. You could also, like, have a regular race without just mayhem all the time. But now, it's... I don't know. It's... Every bit that I've watched of it in the past, I don't know, 10, 15 years or whatever, it's just looked like a joke. I don't like that kind of racing personally. I can get Jimmy here. We got Jimmy Means, we got Jeff Purvis both for position. Oh, I never showed you guys my sponsor goals. I think Valvoline's a 40th place. My associate's the one I'm going to disappoint. They want me to beat Greg Sachs, and my only chance is that he, just being part-time, doesn't run the race. And actually, I don't know if he is in the race. Oh, I got to move the pylon. That's right. I can't see it right now where I have it. Sorry, guys. Okay, now I can see it. Is he in the race? I don't see him. So, I guess we got a 3-car breakaway up front. With Earnhardt, Elliott, and Mark Martin. And there's Rusty Wallace, Ken Schrader, and Jeff Bodine behind me in another little group here. I'm sliding. I clipped him. He didn't get mad, though. I literally leaned on him, and he didn't get mad. Jeff Purvis being chill. We'll have to see what the pace looks like a little further up here. Because I still see Petty and Gant, and I guess they had bad Richmond races in real life in 90. It also seems like, I mean, Petty in 90 wasn't the Petty that we all think of. He was very much on the downward slope of his career, unfortunately. So, I mean, his positions might not be as inaccurate as they seem at a glance. Kenny Schrader's struggling to get by Purvis there behind me, but gets him now. Wobbling down straight. I'm gonna put, oh, I don't have the leaderboard on. Let me put the, oh, no, not there. Put that on just so we can see whether I'm gaining or losing to people ahead of me. Oh, wait a second.
Watch your fuel.
I'm already lapped, so we can't. Never mind.
We got some cars headed down pit road.
They started pit stops early. I'm just going to stick to the standard pitting at halfway with how bad our tire wear is this part of the career. Also, if you haven't noticed, this is Richmond Day. Welcome to the Richmond Day race, which is oddly the fantasy track for Richmond in this game, because otherwise it's night. Or is it, wait, or did they run both in 03? I don't know now. I'm having doubts. Wait, do I again not have? I don't have enough fuel to go to halfway again, do I? If I'm running 25% for what you select in the game, and the race length is 22% in actuality, then how the heck are we not making it quite as far in fuel? It's the opposite of what it should be. Huh.
Lead cars are pitting.
I don't know what I messed up there. Unless Day Richmond still has the same problem it had in Thunder 03, which is that they have the fuel calculated wrong, but I mean in Thunder 03 it was egregiously worse. Actually no, this would math out, because it was every 10 laps at a 10% race length in Thunder 03. So in Thunder 04 at 25%, it should be, well, that would be 25 laps, give or take. I don't know, maybe it was still messed up. Oh, Tim Richmond out of the pits. Made some contact there. Davey Allison behind me. Whoa, they drift into 3. Alright, so we made it like 36 laps with fuel, essentially.
You're clear.
With the Clash on, this is going to be the last race, guys. I know normally when I stream on like a Saturday night or whenever in the future, I'm aiming on just doing mostly Saturday night streams unless there's NASCAR on Saturday night. Somebody struggled to get in the pits there. I'm gonna do it based off of how long the races are and what time it is in that regard, where I'd be more likely to run a third race on a regular stream, but because of the Clash tonight and having that sort of 8 o'clock deadline, we definitely aren't going to have enough time to run another race, so this is going to be it. Oh, they're interviewing Bert. I'll have to listen to it later. I really wish there was a way to like drastically adjust certain aspects of driver stats beyond the game's normal limitations. I mean, you can, but they don't. It doesn't do anything beyond the max. It just seems to be about the same. But I say that because I'd love to set Ernie Irvin's aggression to something ridiculous and Dale Earnhardt's aggression to something ridiculous. I think that'd be fun to do, but I've messed with trying to set their speed stats and other things crazy high, and it just seems like the higher it is, the less difference it makes that it's a high amount. What I mean by that is like the actual game maximum is like 100 and the normal maximum is, I mean, the base game does up to 100 for stats, and we could do up to 128 or 127, something along those lines. But I do have a way to go beyond that, and anytime I've ever set the stats, when I set it to 128, they do get faster or more aggressive or whatever. But when I set it to higher than that, it doesn't seem to make a difference anymore. They seem to be about the same. So unless I crack the code on why that is and find a way to do that further, we're kind of stuck with what we got. Also, speaking of stuck with what we got, it looks like unless Bobby Hamilton's got good pace now, because he's behind us, I think I'm gonna just end up being 40th unless somebody wrecks or breaks or something different happens. There's still the chance of people wrecking. Sorry, Venturini. I'm a little surprised there hasn't been a yellow in any of our racing up to this point. I'm probably going to do a similar strat of not doing much for tires on the last stop, just because like our stops are, you know, at a weird point again. But I don't think anybody's going to make it on fuel and tires this time. I think everybody's going to have to pit. Yeah, see, now they're all, a lot of them are short pitting now. The AI will do both ends of the pit window. Troy Beebe coming up behind us to lap us. I thought I had Troy set to fantasy because he mostly ran the road courses too. Actually, no, he did run ovals too. Quite a few of the guys that ran road courses mostly, they ran both road courses, and then most of them ran 2 other races. And it's really hard to do their stats accurate because the road courses, they should be really good, even if they didn't finish well. And the other tracks, they shouldn't be. I guess I could manually change their stats outside of that window, but I don't know. I'll have to do that between streams to get it to where when we come to a road course I could swap them, and when we're not at a road course they'll be like, you know, further back. Now, the running order's all a mess now because of people pitting. He is itchy. Use the beard. This is the other problem with controller over a wheel. I would have to pause the game to like scratch an itch at a track like this most of the time, or well, pretty much all the time, or hold the controller really awkwardly, which is dangerous. Reminder: I do have Phil Parsons in the 22 with our made-up shuffling of drivers, being as Jarrett's in the 29, from Neil being in the 21. So I just put Phil in the 22 and Rick Mast exclusively in the 2, despite it, the 22 being one of the cars Rick was supposed to swap between, or flip-flop. There's Jimmy Horton that also went by us there. I feel like I'm catching that other group, well, some of the cars in that other group, which is weird because they're front runners who just pit, short pit, I think. So I shouldn't be catching them. I don't know if I am or if something just happened that they made a mistake for a moment. Lost some ground. Dave Marcus and Jerry O'Neill coming up behind us. Uh-oh. More mayhem. Gibbs again. Wasn't he up front earlier till Barry sent him? I don't know what happened to him before that, though, because I thought he was leading prior to Barry, when he and Barry got into it. God, I almost missed the corner completely because I was looking at the race replay. Lapped by Dave Marcus and Jerry O'Neill. Although they might have pit. Yeah, they're a lap behind us, but I don't know. They're still unlapping themselves. Actually, no. Marcus is up in front of us, so he's lapping us. And there's a couple of the front runners, Bill Elliott and Mark Martin. Actually, Earnhardt's back there too. It looks like they just kind of swapped order a little bit. Yep, and they're still up front. They did not pit yet either. Whoops, the second time. So none of the front runners took the optional early pit strategy. Bill just ran into me. I mean, Martin just used me as a pick, but I thought I left plenty of room for both of them to get by. I guess not. Well, Bill just went and got Mark right back. Dale Jarrett. I'm trying to just stay out of the road. Earnhardt's trying to block me to the wall. The only thing I'm going to be a little bit sad about with playing this 90s mod and playing through time is that we're going to be slow through the 1990 season overall. So we're not going to get to mix it up with some of the greats of the time. But I take that as motivation to get the other packs done as we get to them, and then, you know, get a little better and get to run with some of the people up front. So we're going to get to see a lot of the back markers, besides just lapping them. We'll get to see a lot of them just race-wise this season, and next season we'll be more mid-pack and see a good mix probably. I know it says I'm 24th right now, but that's not accurate once we pit. I'm debating pitting now slightly off sequence while the pits are empty and just kind of taking tires and taking advantage of fresh tires for a little while. But we haven't had a caution so far, a race and 3/4 in. So I'm all right. I'm gonna pit, and I'm gonna regret it. Check the line behind us there. Get our final tires. Scratch my hand. Also, that's nice. Oh, Barry up there. Oh, Barry and Jones. What am I missing? Dude, if Barry and Jones made it, oh my god. Oh, okay, Larson he picked the bottom. Snap, I kind of want to see this. They're also racing later, way later than I thought they would have been for this race. Can I help you after? What do you not have working? Because I thought we got everything working last night. Sorry, I only just saw that message now. My alert wasn't going normal. Alright, we're dead last. Frick. I thought you had everything working, Falcon. I kind of want to watch, but I kind of want to race, but I kind of... Come on, Barry. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. Oh, no. No. Oh, mayhem. Just mayhem. I mean, Barry's okay, but Jones got the worst of that, and I freaking hate it for Jones. He's such a good driver. Oh. I get Barry closed the door and went to the lane he was supposed to go to, but there's no way that doesn't end up in him getting shoved into Jones in the next corner. Not the way this stupid track, air quotes, races. No, what do you still having issues with, Falcon, with the mod tool? That was my question. What like, just, you know, category wise or vaguely, like, what's not working? Because maybe I could even just give you some things to try between now and then. Is that? Oh, it's Labani. I thought that was Earnhardt that blew up. I mean, it's not great for Labani, but. I just realized the Wood Brothers 21 just wrecked the Petty 43 right there.
The 20 car is outside.
I gotta watch for people pitting here.
All clear, Russ.
They're starting to do their cycle now, but that's why I went a little early to try to get take advantage of the tires. Oh god, a little more, which it's working because I'm passing Brett Bodine, who I thought was up front. I mean, when the pit cycle, he might be, but he's not very quick at the moment from his early pit and fall off and everything. If you know you can't make it, split the run and dig on your tires. As long as there's no caution, you're good. Okay, so we're ahead of Jimmy Means, and Bonnie blew up, so we're 41st right now, which is one spot behind where we were anyway. We should be able to, they're all pretty much pitting now, so we should be able to get back up to 39th now. Let's see, cycle.
Picked off another position. The 75 car is still there. Keep
Well,
patient.
Sim.
Clear on both sides.
Alright, so we just got by Purvis. And who's the other one behind us? It was Hamilton. Bobby Hamilton's the other car. Actually, I see Hamilton ahead. He might have short pit. No, he's going long. Because he's 24th. If he short pit, he'd be ahead of us for position here.
Couple top 5 cars are on their way into the pits.
Loading things up. Alright, well I guess I'll have to watch because you had it. No, you're good. You had it loaded up yesterday. We had it all working, so I don't know. I don't know. We'll have to see what your issue is exactly, but I don't know. We'll find out then, I suppose. Alright, so now we're back up to 39th. So Hamilton pit came out behind us. Doesn't look like we're going to gain any extra positions out of me short pitting. I mean, Gant's for position and I can see him, but don't know if we'll get there. Rusty Wallace behind us, who's 5th. Oh, Jeff Bodine worked his way up to 2nd. Putting some work in the middle of the race there. I love having this pylon. I'm so happy with this feature, and I can't wait to give you guys this feature. I normally don't like keep things from you guys and tell you about them at the same time because I don't want people to be like mad that they're missing out on something. But the only reason I didn't with this is it's not quite ready. I still have some testing to do. I still have a couple of things to tweak with it. Like the keyboard shortcuts, they weren't working for toggling settings. Come on, Barry. I hope it just stays green from here. I doubt it will, but helpful. I have sim raced a lot with Josh Berry over the years, and he's a really genuine, down to earth person. Very fierce competitor, but really a dude from what I know of him. And I got to meet him at Martinsville last year, which was cool. Oh, someone's off the pace there with an issue. Here comes Tim Richmond up front behind me. On 6th. Whoops. I also see my dad is running 29th, which is more. I mean, I was expecting him somewhere around the 20s for most of the season. So Daytona was just some fluke there by the randomization.
Far inside. Clear on both sides.
Uh-oh, Larson giving Barry the boot. Barry, just let him have it if there's room behind him, because it's a top 2. Yeah. Smart. Tuck right in. Try to stay ahead of Dylan. Oh, God, Dylan, of all people, to be behind you at a place like this. We're going to finish our race at the same... No, not... Yeah, almost at the same time here. Some 2 laps down. So there should be 2 to go here for us, and it's 2 to go for them. I mean, their laps are quicker than us. I'm 3 laps down, actually. Alright, so how hard is Dylan going to send it for this event? Because it's not the same as trying to win a race, it's just trying to make it. There, he's got a good gap on him. Wait, is the yellow out? Wait, did they take the white? Please tell me it's not going to... They're not going to re-rack for this.
Number 43 is still there.
Alright, Bill Elliott is 1 hour race.
Careful. We're up another position. All clear, buddy. We got beat by a lot of cars. Another one right for us today. There'll be other races.
I mean, I don't know. I knew him from sim racing first, so he was probably nicer to me than the average person, but he seemed pretty nice to everybody when
You know,
I
that's
met him.
pretty amazing. It says a lot about the quality and true talent of these NASCAR Winston Cup drivers.
Oh, there's when I got to 30 with my dad.
Wasn't too happy about his finish here.
He stayed in the fight
Rival.
all race long. Things just never quite went his way.
We hope you enjoyed today's race as much as we enjoyed bringing it to you. Next up is North Carolina.
But they didn't have much to say there, MRN. I mean, we didn't have any cautions. Alright. Oh, my dad's rivalry thing. I need to replace that. You know what? I'm going to dump textures right now because I don't think I have that one anymore. I wanted to replace that with just a blank one so that when... okay. So that when that comes up, it'd just be blank rather than the XX car. I do have a rival ally picture, but again, just like the portraits, there's a limit. I'm actually surprised it used his portrait, though. Actually, oh, because of the way the stats, it goes by the stat order. Well, then he should have a rival ally, too, because it should do the same. I don't know. It is what it is. Alright, so again, I'm going to go through the standings just because this is... I'm going to actually keep track of these stats manually, so I'd like to go through them at least once here. And just out of curiosity, seeing how people did. So, Bill Elliott won. Jeff Bodine drove up to 2nd from 17th. Mark Martin, Dale Earnhardt, Rusty Wallace. Tim Richmond drove up to 6th from 22nd. Ricky Rudd, Darrell Waltrip, Bill Venturini from 33rd to 9th, having a hot shoe day. Holy cow. And Mikey Waltrip rounding out the top 10. And we got Kowicki, Irvin, Kenny Schrader, Troy Beebe with a good day. Jimmy Horton with a good day. Kyle Petty, Morgan Shepherd, Sterling Marlin. Shepard went backwards, though. Dave Marcus with a top 20. Davey Allison with a bad day. I mean, there's still the same variance that you have in the base game, too. So there's still stuff like this that can happen. Even with their stats, you know, the way they're supposed to be. Butch Miller, Rick Wilson, Phil Parsons, Derek Hope. Parsons led a few laps. He must have stayed out. Jimmy Spencer led a lap in the pit cycles, too. And my dad ended up 29th. He started 6th. And Bodine started 7th. They both tanked. Again, probably big offset on the pit strategy, I think, is what's making it funky. I'll have to double check. I'll probably like not sim the next race, but just do quick math. Like I'll save it, load the race, and see what the fuel mileage looks like. Because if it's off to where we have 2 stops like this every race, I'm gonna change it. Because I thought that was just because Daytona has more stops, but I don't want every race to be completely offset by weird pit stops. Let's see. Gibbs, Jarrett, McDuffie, Moroso, Trickle, Strickland, Gant way in the back, but he ran back there. Hillen, Richard Petty. We end up ahead of Richard Petty. I didn't realize we got by him. Did I pass him? Or did he pit and then I just was by him? I don't even remember. I was watching too many things. And then Terry Labonte blew up. Unfortunate for him. But that's going to do it for our couple of races here. Like I said, most weeks I plan on doing 3 races, most likely. But with what did I just unlock, or what did I just accomplish? Oh, I qualified in the top 5, I guess, maybe, I don't know. But we're gonna, most times I'm gonna do 3 races. With the Clash coming up here soon, I'm not gonna do a third tonight. But I really wanted to get started and test some things out, test out this pylon, make sure this worked enough to give to you guys to, this week sometime. I still got a couple things to tweak with it, but it seems like it's working pretty darn well for the most part. So that's good. Our current points after 2 races is Mark Martin out front by a smidge over Bill Elliott, Rusty Wallace, Earnhardt, and Tim Richmond are your top 5. Oh, what happened to... Oh, I thought Tim Richmond's picture was messed up. I forgot. That's one with him with a trophy. That's the trophy that looks like, at a glance, like a weird warp there. Jeff Bodine, Darrell Waltrip, Ricky Rudd, Marlin, and Brett Bodine round out the top 10 in points. After only 2 races, though. Did I fix the rookies is the question. My dad's negative rating. I think I did fix the rookies. And you know what? I accidentally put my dad's car has a rookie stripe, and I meant to put him as a rookie too. But technically, I set in the other files, I set his rookie stats as what did I set it to? 1988, which was his actual rookie year in street stocks at my home track. So that was my own mistake, because I wanted him to be a rookie in this, and I didn't set it that way. But I think you can change that after the fact, because I didn't have this set correctly when we started the season, when we started Daytona. I didn't check, though, but it should have been wrong when we started Daytona. But regardless, we've... just saw a replay of a wreck there. Regardless, it's working now. Bill Venturini is ahead of us by 4 points. He had a really good Richmond, and probably a not great Daytona. We had a really good Daytona and a not great Richmond. So that balanced out so far, and we'll have to see how that goes. But I also wanted to change these icons in the menu and the Pole Award icon and stuff like that. I just didn't get to it. Of course, that makes sense. We got Rookie of the Race there in the first one. And my dad had the fastest lap, which is fun. Buddy Baker picking up places. Second race was Venturini with that award. Jimmy Horton. Okay, so Sterling, we don't know what they are, but Marlin got the move of the race in Daytona, and Horton got it for Richmond. No idea what they were. That's one, you know what? That'd be something, if I got to talk to a dev who actually worked on that feature, I would love to know what that's based on. What constitutes move of the race? Like, the only thing I could think to code is most positions gained in a lap, which with pit cycles isn't going to be accurate. I couldn't think of how else to code it in a simple manner, I mean, there's plenty you could do for a fancy manner. Let's set up our... Okay, so we got the shop edition going. Also, the season's a little shorter. I say a little shorter. It's 7 races shorter than it is today. So our shop edition is taking 9 races is worse. Like the progress is going to be a little bit slower when doing a career from 90 to present. So the question is, do I bother with these or not? Because I don't know that it's worth the money to bother with them. I don't think it is. I think we're just going to run a flat 50 car once it wears down enough on both of them. I think that's our best bet. Alright, so that's going to do it for the stream, guys. I appreciate those tuning in that did. Falcon, I'll be messaging you in a little bit to try to help you through your mod issues here. But can't get it working, so have no fear. Thanks again, guys. And if you're watching this on the VOD, appreciate you guys as well. Like I said, I'm going to be probably streaming Saturday nights, 8-ish is when we'll start the stream. And we'll... Actually, no, it might be a little earlier, but we'll probably run 3 races when we do the streams then.